What's going on, everyone? It's Mike, it's John, back again, the Blue Boys Network teaming up again to deliver some outstanding content. And before we start, and I know John's going to touch on this a little bit as well, the comments that we have had, and I have had, and John have had on these videos over the last 4 weeks have been absolutely breathtaking. You know, I've gone from probably really close to packing up the channel. John knows. I was in a bad place. You know, moving into the house, I was kind of sitting there thinking, do you know what? The World Cup's on. I could literally just do a short video and say, look, I'm not coming back, guys. It's been a pleasure. But John got me back here yet again, probably for about the 8th time now. And you love, you support, the subscriptions, everything's been great, guys. So I just want to say thank you to start this video off. Shed that positivity. And John, have you got any positive messages to deliver again? His missus is pregnant. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, it won't be mine then. Fucking hell. Yeah, reiterate what Michael said. We had this conversation today on the phone about the subs and the views. And I mean, I think we worked it out, what the views we've had in January, not just since I come back, but I think you were smashing it before you moved in the house. And obviously you had that little lull as well when you were busy, you know what I mean? But some of the comments, and it's nice to see me getting some nice comments, because sometimes I can go a bit over the top with my reactions and some of the stuff I say. But I said to Michael today, it's all love, love, love. You know, all you need is love, innit? Do you know what I mean?
So all we need is love.
There we go. Singing now, he's on the tee. Yeah, but no, so thank you very much. You know, from the bottom of our heart, we really, really mean it. It's hard to read all the comments. Well, we do read them, but it's hard to reply to every one of them. But thanks very much. And you know, we really, really mean it, for the positive comments, for the views, for the new subscribers, for people staying with us, for the likes as well. You know, it does mean a lot. It does mean a lot, especially to Michael, because this is Michael's channel. You know, and as Michael said before, you know, he was close to packing it in about 8 times, but I pulled him through it, and here we are back again. And I'm trying to do a lot more videos lately, as you can tell. So, Michael, what are we talking about, mate?
And I can assure you, to anyone that fancies being pulled through as well by John, he stands in the corner of Berry Road, usually after about 9 p.m. Gets himself off to Manchester. You'll always find him there. Don't you worry about that, everyone. He will pull you right through. Anyway, let's get back onto the football. Let's get back onto the John touching balls. Anyway, Everton against Arsenal Football Club. Sean Dyche's first game. If you would have said to me 10 days ago that Frank Lampard was walking us into this game, I would have probably sat there and gone 5-0 Arsenal. But I feel a bit better, John.
I probably wouldn't have went, to be fair. I probably wouldn't have went if it was Frank. And no disrespect to Frank, I just don't think he's a very good manager. You know, and that's all I'll say about that. He's gone, and we've got a new manager who's come in. And you were down, Michael. You were beat. You were done this season. And I think I was probably, for the change, the more positive out the two of us, because I kept looking at the negatives, and then I looked at the positives, and the positives for me actually outweighed the negatives, i.e. there's 18 games to go. There's a lot of points to play for. And all we needed was a manager to come in. We've all seen his press conference, and it feels like it's a breath of fresh air. I think I said this on the last video as well. Every player's going to know his own job. Reiterate what Michael says on the match preview last night, that it's going to be 4-4-2, I imagine. You know, we've heard a few Burnley fans on podcasts or what have you, and I think he's going to go 4-4-2. I'm stuck with what team it's going to be, but I think there's going to be a shape to the team, Michael. Arsenal are going to have to break us down. Going back to the last manager, I wouldn't have given us a chance tomorrow. There's a bit of me that is hoping we can get a draw, you know, a point against the, you know, probably the champions of the Premier League this season, in my opinion. Then we've got the other lot next week. You know, just what we need, Michael. We need just a couple of points, even if it's draws. We just need some points on the board for the run that we've been on, and it will run through to the players. And going back to the manager's press conference yesterday, I was saying to Michael today, it was all us. He was about Everton Football Club. He was about the players. And we've had managers in the past who made all about them, i.e. Ronald Koeman, never called us, always said Everton, always spoke about him. I think he's come in and he's been a breath of fresh air. Now, as Michael said last night, we're not going to go blow smoke up his ass. You know, he's done one press conference. You know, he's probably like he is someone starting a new job or your first day in a new school, you know, bit of excitement, what have you. But he spoke well, Michael, and that's what I got from it. I think he's not very far from getting the club already. You can see, and he keeps mentioning the Everton fan base, Michael. Me and you are very, very passionate on here. We're passionate at the match. He seems passionate as well. All we need from the way he is being and from the way he's putting himself across, that needs to rub off on the players. If that rubs off on the players, Michael, it gives them players an extra 15, 20, 25%. 25% is a lot. But when you look at the results that we've had and the run of form that we're on, 25% is fuck all, really, because they haven't been playing nowhere near the capacity, whether it's down to the coaching, whether it's down to the tactics, whether it's down to the formation, whether it's down to whether they've known what they're actually fucking doing. What you'll get from Sean Dyche, Michael, sweat on the shirt is one of his favourite sayings. Every player will know what he's got to do. And I think he'll get across that every player's got to fight for this shirt, fight for this club, make them realise the position we're in, show them the league table. And you know, if we put a couple of good results together and we start moving up the table, bang that on the dressing room wall and go, we are, lads. When I come in, you were just bottom. Look where you are now. You know, I know.
Top of the league.
Yeah. But, you know, it's instilling confidence, Michael. You know that these players need confidence. In my opinion, the last manager was a poor coach. Not going to sit here and, you know, drag Frank Lampard through the mud. And I know it sounds like, but I just think it just feels like a breath of fresh air at the minute. And I hope I'm not getting too ahead of myself, but we do need results. We do need to move up that table. And I think at the minute, Sean Dyche is probably the best man to do that.
Yeah, so I agree. And that was a particularly well thought out, passionate monologue there, John. I must say, I love that. You used this phrase, sweat on the shirt. Make sure you don't have any sweat on your shirt because you'll stink tomorrow. Anyway. I'm in a good mood. Do you know, it's weird. I'm going to a game tomorrow. For me, it's probably getting up at 7. You know, you get your shower and all that. Finley will get his shower and whatever. We'll leave here at about 8, end up at the hub at about 10, maybe a bit earlier if we leave a bit earlier. And usually I'd be dreading it, if I'm being honest. You know, it doesn't matter.
I was just going to say that. I've just butt in there. I know I've spoken enough, but you've got a bit of confidence about yourself. I can see it. I know we've spoke on the phone. I can hear it in your voice. If it wasn't Sean Dyche, I'm not going to mention Lampard again because it feels like, as I say, I'm calling him out. And I'm not. I just don't think he's a very good football manager. But if it wasn't Sean Dyche, you wouldn't have that excitement about coming the game tomorrow, would you?
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't have the excitement. I wouldn't have the passion. You know, Sean Dyche
probably wouldn't be coming.
Well, I probably wouldn't be coming. You know what? Sean Dyche has asked for unity and passion and fight, and I've got all of that. All of that. I mean, you know,
every Everton fan has. That's because that's what we need.
That's what it is. What we need, and this club, you know, it's been. I mentioned it yesterday. It's like a rudderless ship. It's like, you know, it's like a ship that's sinking, and Sean Dyche come in and look. You are right. I'm not going to blow smoke up his arse. And I'm not as positive as John. I still think we probably lose tomorrow. But the caveat to that is I've put a tenner on Everton to win as my bet. You know, I've
should have just given me it.
My heart is saying, do you know what? The boys are going to be up for it. They're going to go into this game, and there's always been that odd result where people go, "Hell yeah, they're back." And I just wonder if tomorrow's that game. I just wonder, and if it's not, I'm not going to hold it against Sean Dyche because I know that there's a plan behind the scenes. Our game, yes, we need points, but our games aren't Arsenal at home and they're not Liverpool away. Yeah. They're Villa at home, they're Leeds away, they're
2 home games. Away.
They're the 3 games that, in my opinion, we need 9 points of, and I think they're in the next 6 games. I think there's another game in there that we could win as well. So we've got to get points. If we get a point or 3 points tomorrow, that's a great start when I didn't expect us to start. Do you get what I mean? I mean, this is how ridiculous it is. If Everton did win tomorrow, we might not be in the bottom 3. It's that simple. You know, and all of a sudden, that pressure and that anxiety that I've got about playing anyone at home, because, by the way, we've lost to Wolves, we've lost to Southampton, we drew with Forest, you know, we've all these bad results at home. It all of a sudden goes away, and then it's almost like, right, well, let's go and get some results away from home. We already knew this group of players can, because they went to Man City and got a draw. You know, they've gone to tough places like Leeds and Brentford and got a draw.
Give Man United the game in the Cup up until it fell apart.
That's what I mean. So if you're bringing in a Sean Dyche, you can organise that chaos.
Organisation.
Yeah.
That's it.
Next season, John, we win everything, man.
Do you know? I mean, I don't want to. Listen, we need points. We need points on the board. I'm not going to sit here and go, if we lose tomorrow. But I'll reiterate on that point. It's sort of a free hit tomorrow, and I know we can't afford many free hits. We can't, because of where we are in the league. There's 18 games to go. There's not many people expecting Everton to win tomorrow. You know, Michael's put a tenner on it.
Do you know the odds? The odds were 7-1 at home, John. 7-1.
Yeah, I know. But deep down, I think your heart's ruling your head by doing that. Yeah, but it's not a free hit, but it is a free hit. I hope people understand that, because we can't afford free hits because of the situation we're in. But that lot over the park aren't no great shapes. Sean Dyche has got a fantastic record at Anfield when he's took Burnley there. I know he's manager of Everton Football Club now, but there's a lot of points to play for. He's had 4 or 5 days, whatever it is. The way he talks at his press conferences, he's got a lot of ideas that he needs to put across to these players. You can't do that in 4 or 5 days. This is why I'm saying tomorrow feels like a free hit, because we need that full week. We don't play them till the Monday night, so he's got a lot more days training next week with them to get his ideas across. He will get his ideas across. And I said this the other night, Michael, about Sean Dyche. If the worst scenario happens, that we do get relegated, what I will guarantee, Michael, is under Sean Dyche, I'd like to think we'll go down fighting, because the way he speaks really well. He's got a plan. He hasn't bottled out of coming into a job in the situation Everton are in. In my opinion, going back to the transfer deadline day, I think he knew there wasn't any players coming in. He was happy to work with the squad, and he keeps on saying some very good players here. Michael disagrees with me, and when I say, in my opinion, just my opinion, I think Everton are a 10 to 14 place team in the Premier League. There is some good players, and he hits the nail on the head. We're not a joint bottom team.
Let me just chip in there, John. There's one particular person in the comments that every time you say that, he comes at me, and I'm like, no, that's
well, I've said it.
Bong goal next to me. No, do you know what, John? I actually made a similar point. Sorry to put in. I actually said if this group of players was between 10th and 14th, they'd pick up the odd result away, they'd pick up the odd result at home, they'd be absolutely fine. It's because they can't deal with being bottom.
This group of players, in my opinion, Michael, they wilt under pressure very, very easy. You know, and maybe that's down to past managers where they haven't been able to lift them. They haven't been able to instill any sort of confidence. And again, Sean Dyche has had one press conference, pre-match press conference. He has, but he said the right things. And you know what? I said this to Michael. Again, some people might disagree with me here. I seen a comment last night. I don't know whether it was a bot or what have you, but he turned around and said, when Michael said he spoke well in his press conference, this comment was, I thought it was a shocking press conference. It wasn't. You were the only one who said it. So if you watch this, I think you're talking out your hoop. It was a very, very good press conference. He come across well. If he can talk to the players the way he spoke to the press, the way he spoke about Everton fans, the way he wants to pick this club up, if that confidence and that positivity can rub off on the players like it's made the fans feel this week, then I'm telling you something now, that will give the players a massive lift. It's even good that he said there's some very good players here. Players watch press conferences. Players find out what the managers say. You're a player at Everton now, and you've got a manager saying there's some very good players here. That will give them that 5-10% lift. It's taking it onto the pitch. And as Michael said last night, I've spoke a lot on this video, but as Michael said last night, for 93, 94, 95 minutes tomorrow, do your march. I totally agree with your march before the game. But you know, at 5-3, when them players come out that pitch until the full-time whistle, we need to get behind them. We need to get behind them because the players are banking on us. The manager's banking on us. Fuck them up in the board. Fuck them. It's about Everton Football Club now. It's about the players, the manager, and the fans to get us out the shit that we're in.
And if you are walking into Goodison at 5-3, just remember that you've missed the game because the kickoff is at 12:30. But John Sentiment,
right? I'll rewind that. Right. So if you walk,
John, score prediction for tomorrow. My brother from another mother, who's 15 years older than me.
Brilliant. I'm gonna go 1-1.
Ooh, bold. I'm going 2-1
It's just a positive. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't feel this confidence if changes hadn't been made. I wouldn't be. But if you're walking down to Goodison tomorrow at 11:30, make it a peaceful march. But you know when 12 comes, when them players come out. So, right, till the final whistle, we need to get behind them, and we do. The players feed off the fans, and I know it's down to the players, and it's the old adage, you know, we argue the players need to lift the fans need to lift the players. We need it all to be together from now till the end of the season. So get behind the boys.
Behind the boys.
Brilliant. Put me in that fucking dressing room.
You know what? Straight up. Honestly, if you've watched this video and you haven't laughed and you've watched all 20 minutes of it or however long it is, honestly, you're probably not the subscriber for the channel, people. This is authentic Mike and John. This is old watch-along stuff. This is.
Yeah.
It's great to see. It's great to feel positive. So, John, I'll see you tomorrow. We'll be in the hub probably from 9 o'clock.
I'll be there at 9:30.
John will be there at 9:30. We'll be in the hub. If you do see us, come and say hello to us. We don't bite.
Yeah. Or around the gate, round the ground. Just come and say hello and tell us what you think of the channel. Tell us what you think about, Dyche, and tell us what you think about what you think is going to happen to Everton and your score predictions. We're always there for the chat. We are.
More importantly, tell me what you think about John being a massive knobhead.
Honestly, God, you fuck. But this is the old Mike and John back. And do you know what? It has been a bit of a car crash, but you know what? It's also been serious as well. And I think that's what we need. We need to laugh. We need to cry as well.
Oh, you do cry. You do.
Oh, fuck with this club, honestly, God. I fucking cry over Everton more than anything. Anything.
Yeah. Right, guys.
Especially when Michael's Bird bin me.
I wish she'd been me.
Fuck it.
I'll be a lot richer.
Fucking hell. Imagine me and you. Imagine the money you earn and the little bit that I earn. Right. We could, like, go to, like, Vegas or anything and just have, like, it would be fake taxi if we were single. It would be fake taxi. Honest to God. It'd be like Pornhub/fake taxi. Honest to God.
Welcome to OnlyFans, everyone. Jesus Christ. Isn't it Jesus Christ?
Blue Boys Network /Pornhub.
Oh my God. Welcome to OnlyFans, everyone.
Let's see if we're this happy tomorrow night.
Right, come on then. Bye, everyone.
See you tomorrow, hopefully.
If I make it.